How would you like to heal your brain fog with dental biomechanics? Ken Lever will tell us how to do it. And what's so special about Ken Lever, besides being a very successful entrepreneur, is that he has helped tons of people heal brain fog, sleep apnea, TMJ, and he has helped many people to improve their ADHD conditions and some chronic back and neck pain. And he'll tell us many more conditions that this particular dental biomechanics has helped with. So Ken, tell us more about the process of relieving or healing your brain fog with dental biomechanics, and how does it work exactly in order to help people around the world?
Heal Podcast with Lily Patrascu shares longevity and anti-aging techniques to stay young forever, increase energy, overcome addiction, and live your longest, best life ever. Shared by world's most innovative, alternative, and traditional health thought leaders, healers, and doctors. Discover quantum healing strategies to heal your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, sure. So let me start with a little context, is that the overall idea is how your teeth come together is much more important than most people think, right? And the reason I know this is because a dentist 10 years ago flattened my back teeth with a drill, and I had brain fog and I couldn't function. I became a hermit for over 6 months, and then I iterated to figure out how this works. And what I figured out is, like, the way I believe that the skull and the human body works is that it essentially, like, if you change your teeth artificially, it is highly likely that your skull actually kind of caves in a little bit. And braces, aligners, extractions, veneers will all contribute to this caving in. And so, like, I've done a lot of kind of posts about famous people that have done these different artificial things, and then all of a sudden they have brain fog, they have neurological disease, and they have all these things. So about brain fog, essentially wearing a mouth guard reverses this collapse process, and it does what I call inflate the skull. And basically, like, there's soft tissue that covers your skull. Your skull is about 22 cranium bones and a jaw that is connected to soft tissue. And basically, like, when it collapses in, it's like a balloon that you took the air out of, and everything deranges and you become more asymmetric. And this is what happens to humans when we age. But when you wear a simple mouth guard like ours, or it can be any similar mouth guard, this whole process goes in reverse, and you essentially anti-age. And so, like, I went from having deep brain fog 10 years ago. These days, like, I function better. I'm 48 years old. I haven't been sick in 5 years. I do no exercise. I eat whatever I want. And there's nobody my age that I think even comes close. Like, I work 14-hour days, and I just don't get tired. My brain functions like I'm 22 again. So, and now, like, there's lots of people in our community that are doing the process, and they're starting to see, like, similar things.
Tell us, what is this dental biomechanics exactly? Is it like a mouth guard that you have created? And how do you know specifically that it can help TMJ and brain fog and sleep apnea and chronic pain? How do you know that it actually works? What proof do you have? Like, have you got some I don't know, clinical trials or some specific case studies that you can share with us?
We have a community of 2,000 people, and then I am tracking 1,500 journals. People have paid to track the journals. So, like, I usually just tell people, hey, like, if you want proof, just come into our community. See, there's something like 5,000 posts. Lots of people are keeping a journal public, like, to the community, and they're talking about how I got rid of TMJ, I got rid of this, I got rid of that. So, in my view, a lot of people rely, like, on the research studies, and, like, we just allow people to go and talk to the actual people that are saying it. Like, this is the stuff I'm fixing. And it's not like my mouth guard. Like, dental biomechanics is just the term that I give to this fact that, like, because of your teeth, the skull can collapse or inflate, right? Or deflate, inflates. So, like, dental biomechanics is what I say, the fact that, like, this thing can deflate, inflate, and a mouth guard, and it can be like a boxing mouth guard also works, will inflate, and you will generally get healthier.
Thank you. Tell us more about, how did you discover that this specific mouth guard can help with healing brain fog and healing TMJ? And By the way, tell us what TMJ is.
Yeah, so TMJ is the temporomandibular joint, and it's basically where your jaw fits into your skull, right? Your this is called the condyle, right? And there's a disc. So when the soft tissue deflates, like your jaw actually gets pulled out of the socket. It's almost like a shoulder socket, like it works in a very similar way. So the jaw can move in 3 dimensions like an airplane. It gets twisted off, jacked back, and this joint gets screwed up, and that causes these TMJ issues. And there's probably many millions of Americans that have TMJ, and they go to doctors and dentists for years. And I was in those circles 10, 11 years ago when I had this happen to me. And I went to all the expensive dentists in various countries, and I was just going in circles and getting worse. And then I started DIYing with my own appliances, and that's how I fixed myself. So I was talking with a lot of other people on different like Facebook groups at that time. This is 2014, 15. And a dentist had given me a mouth guard just to try, and I started like using it a lot, and I just realized, wow, this thing's doing something interesting.
Thank you. So how effective is it? How effective is this specific mouth guard for healing brain fog, and how expensive is it?
We haven't lost against brain fog once. Everyone that comes into our community, and there's probably at least 50 that have told me they have brain fog and it's improving. And there's probably a lot more that haven't even told me. But like when someone comes into our community and they start this process and they say they have brain fog, like I can confidently say we haven't lost against brain fog once yet. There are some people that are maybe not out of they're only like a few weeks into their journey. But I think if you wear a mouth guard, and it doesn't even have to be our mouth guard, like if you wear a mouth guard, like even a boxing mouth guard, you will get rid of your brain fog if you wear it every night to sleep for a year. I guarantee that.
Wow, it's so interesting. So is there any process of customization that entrepreneurs need to do in order to have a mouth guard that will help them to heal brain fog or TMJ?
No, that's the crazy thing is that you don't. Like I love to tell people like you could buy a $5 mouth guard on eBay and it will do more or less the same thing as our mouth guard, right? Certain mouth guards last a little longer, they're a little bit more comfortable, but it doesn't need to fit specially. And it should be flat because during this process, all the teeth begin to untwist upright, your arch gets wider. And like, I think they're going to figure out that orthodontics is like the biggest scam ever because we have so many people that had crooked teeth and it's all like perfect now. Like it's better than braces would have ever done. Yeah, I could dig out like 50 different photos before and afters from my community where it's just amazing like how the teeth straighten with this process. So no, like you can use any mouth guard. We have lots of people in our community that are using other mouth guards and they're
Thank
getting
you.
the same results.
For people that, let's say, have a couple of missing teeth, are they likely to get brain fog from having those missing teeth? Because when you have missing teeth, your I don't know what you call this thing on the inside of your mouth. I forget now. It kind of goes a little bit lower, and then your entire I'm not sure if it's mandibula. It kind of goes a little bit lower, and then you notice that your teeth actually go lower as well. So will that potentially lead to brain fog if you don't have it now?
Yeah, so you're getting to something very important. So what is it about the teeth specifically? And I call it the curve of speed. The curve of speed is a natural curve that we have in our teeth. Like our teeth actually don't stay flat. They go up like a Nike swoosh. And so if they go up as a Nike swoosh, that means you have a very healthy structure to your mouth. So like you will see that any top model or professional athlete will have a very nice curve up at the back, right? When you're missing teeth, so if teeth, especially if you extracted teeth, but the same will happen if you do braces and other things, is that this curve, everything starts collapsing in and the curve flattens. And that curve flattening is to me a reflection of the fact that your skull is coming in onto your brain. So like when that happens, that is why like you're often not just having cognitive like brain fog issues, you're gonna have neurological issues. That's why I became a hermit in 2014. Like we have so many people fixing depression and things like this in our community.
Wow. What else would you like people to know about healing their brain fog with this mouth guard or healing any other conditions with this mouth guard?
So my last thing is like, it's not about my mouth guard. Use any mouth guard. right? Find one for $5. Wear it every night. It's going to hurt. Your gums are often going to be painful at the beginning. The teeth are going to be painful. Everything's going to remodel. But I honestly think that they're going to figure out that the health consequences of this structural stuff, is like beyond everyone's wildest dreams. Like we have people, I have my friend's father, I fixed his dementia. We have people that are fixing their cancer. Like they're not done with their cancer, but all the symptoms are improving. So like my thesis is that the human body and skull collapse, and that is the reason we have disease, and that is the reason why we die. And that if we don't collapse, maybe we don't. Yeah.
Tell us more about the guy with who healed his dementia. How did that work? How did someone heal his dementia with this mouth guard?
So he was a little bit. So there's two options. One is with the mouth guard. The other one is you can just raise the height of your back teeth and make it flat. You need to unlock the teeth. Human teeth usually come together like upper and lower in a fixed position. But if you raise up, so you add vertical, and then you unlock so that the upper and lower teeth no longer come in a fixed position, then you're basically doing the same as the mouth guard. So he did that. He was in India. He had a dentist raise it up with composite, and he had headaches like 6 days a week, he said, for months. And he was going to give up. And I said, no, this is normal because I've gone through something similar. And then like within about, I think, 9 months, he was more or less out of dementia.
Thank you. Are there any other conditions that this mouth guard could heal? And if yes, tell us what some of your other, I'm not sure if you could call them patients, but any other entrepreneurs that you've helped with this particular condition?
So we're mainly a D2C company. We're helping, end consumers. So we don't really work too much with entrepreneurs. But I would say that like this is my tagline, and I just came up with this. Wearing a mouth guard needs dental biomechanics will heal everybody of everything. And that makes me sound like a madman until you start wearing a mouth guard. You're like, wait, like, why is this going on? So like, there's so many random things that people are improving that there is nothing I can say, like anything that is absolutely genetic. And I think we put the word genetic on too many things, but everything that's not, I actually think you can heal with this process. And like, this is now me seeing data. We sold 15,000 mouth guards. Like I'm getting data from several thousand people between the community, the journals, emails I get. Like I get 3 to 5 people per day telling me, thank you, you're saving my life. These are people that went to doctors and dentists for like 5, 10, 15 years.
Thank you. Tell us more about how did you come up with this solution, and why is this solution important for the world?
So how did I come up with it? I came up with it, like I didn't ask for any of this. In 2014, I had some back and neck issues. A TMJ dentist told me that I had TMJ, and he gave me a flat plane splint, and all my back and neck issues went away for a few months. And then I ended up chewing through it, and I went to Vietnam, and I went to another dentist, and the appliance he made me wasn't working. And he said, hey, let me fix your dental contacts. And I was 37 years old. I was a relatively healthy guy my whole life, did a lot of exercise, diet, and all that. He drilled my back teeth relatively flat, like flattened them quite a bit. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at my phone. And within a few weeks, I was essentially a hermit. I'd been a social person my entire life, and I became a hermit. Like my wife had to drag me out of the house. And I couldn't retain information at all. I asked, within a month, I had to ask my boss at my company, because it was a new company I was working at, to demote me 2 levels. And I was the worst. Because I had to take my computer, and if someone says something to me, I had to write it down. So I was in a massive depression. So I was seeing a psychiatrist because I didn't know what was happening to me. So basically, I considered my life almost over. Like I thought about taking my own life for a little while, and I just had a newborn kid. And then I started reading lots of stuff online, and I started reading about it. Like I knew it was related to my teeth because everything triggered from this dentist doing this. And then I spent a 10-year journey just like iterating on DIYing on myself and learning from other smart people that were doing the same. And I kept testing mouth guards, and I realized, wow, like I was trying to put together the rules of how it works. And then I realized there's only really 2 rules. Like you need to put something that adds height between the teeth, and you cannot allow the upper and lower teeth to lock in a fixed position.
Wow, that is so fascinating.
Yeah.
And how long should someone wear this mouth guard until they start to see an improvement in their condition?
They will probably start to feel things happening within the first day. So if you would have to be very healthy to wear a mouth guard to sleep and feel nothing. Like I think there's been like 3 people that have said that. And like, like if you're like an athlete or whatever, you don't have any health issues, then yeah, maybe you don't. But you're going to start to feel like things happening in the first week. You may not attribute that to your brain fog going, but I think like within a couple months, you'll feel the neurological and cognitive things improving. So we have people that say like, hey, I never felt like I'm getting rid of my depression. I never felt so relaxed in my life. Like this whole process kind of relaxes you. It puts you back into your, relaxed kind of sympathetic, state of system, your neurological system.
Thank you. What would you say to people who would say this seems almost like stupidly simple? Like
I would say it is stupidly simple. That like they're gonna realize like I believe, and I don't expect credit for this. I just want to get the word out. Like this is gonna change everything in such a massive way. Like we built this big medical system in pharma and whatnot, and they're gonna realize the problem was in physics. Like imagine if our whole body and our like disease and everything and the reason we age is all physics, is a collapse, and all you got to do is some simple stuff and it doesn't collapse, and our bodies actually work like a building. And it's actually a lot more logical. Like if I fully explained how it all worked, you'd be like, yeah, that's all very logical. Like why did we believe that we got to take all these pills and we got to like cut things and all this? It just doesn't make sense. So it is so simple, and I think eventually this knowledge is going to be democratized, and I want it to be. But yeah, like I think, and they're going to realize that the entire orthodontic field is destroying so many lives. I look at America and I look how many people doing braces, aligners, and I know, like, I personally know so many hundreds of people that know that their lives were destroyed by that, and it's proliferating.
Thank you. Tell us more about why. Why does aligning your teeth, why does that kind of hurt you more than it benefits you?
So the important thing to understand is that wherever your teeth are, like say you have crooked teeth, that tooth is where it is because your skull wants it there. And there's actually some, like the more complex part that the dentists don't understand, which was a big thing that I figured out with a friend back in 2017, is that your jaw, the way your teeth come together, actually has to come together in three different positions. You have your rest, and then you have protrusion, which is when you put your head down, your jaw actually slides forward, right? And it sits on the cusp of the teeth in a different way. And when you put your head back, it goes into retrusion, the jaw goes back, and it sits, the cusps come together in a different way. So there's like three different positions that your cusps of your teeth actually come together in order to support the correct biomechanics of your skull and whatnot. And when they do braces and aligners, they only care about the rest position. So they do all these models saying, okay, I'm going to put your jaw, your teeth together in this rest position, and they mess up protrusion and retrusion. And then all these people start collapsing much faster. They age much faster, like 3, 5x. And that's basically what happens. And this curve flattens on them. Like I have time-lapse videos several years of like this guy, he did aligners, and you see this curve just go whoop. And like his story was, I had brain fog, I had all these neurological issues, I got in fight, my girlfriend dumped me, all this stuff.
Thank you. So for people that have already like fixed their teeth, aligned them, and everything, then the solution is just for them to wear a mouth guard, which will do what for them?
Basically, it'll fix their skull, and then the teeth will straighten, the arches will widen, right? Like one thing dentists don't think about. People are like, why do I wear a retainer? Like dentists say, oh, you wear your retainer because the teeth just go back. And like, you got to have this assumption. The assumption behind that is that our skull and our bodies are really stupid, right? Like he moved my teeth out of the way and it's just going to go back because it's stupid. But like our bodies are extremely, extremely smart. The reason why our tooth goes back when you take off a retainer after you do braces or aligners is because the skull needs the teeth in that different position for stability of the skull, and it's just going to collapse in until it does. So you see these people that are wearing retainers for several years, like they almost all have brain fog and neurological issues. Like it's like once you start seeing this pattern, it is so obvious. You see people that have done orthodontics, and like you're like, wow, like everyone fits into this pretty narrow.
Wow, that's so interesting. Tell us where entrepreneurs can connect with you.
I have a Substack called Revive. I think it's revive.substack.com. So I write, articles on there, and there's like a messaging system if you ever want to write. But yeah, and then we give 30 days of community. We run this community on School, and we want people to just come check it out, see what hundreds, even thousands of people are saying on there. And like you cannot read through that And that's like, wow, like people's jaws just drop. Like this changes everything that I understood about health. So that, yeah, school and Substack.
Follow me for more interviews with world's most innovative health changemakers to live your healthiest life ever.